Hello, this is Molly, and this class is an exploration of our inner landscape through some kind of meditative moments and also through some movement. And I'd like for you in this session to let your comfort be your guide. So you don't have to move as big as I do. You don't have to move in any way that creates discomfort or pain in your own body. You can move, at the amplitude of movement that really feels good to you. And if any of the angles or any of the specifics are not exactly right for you, you can also adjust them so that they do feel comfortable. The most important piece is getting in touch with the feelings from your body, not driving into difficult sensations. So please listen to your sensations, respect them, and find ways to do the movement that feels good to you. We'll start standing up. You can sit down. I do offer one or two adjustments for sitting during the course of the class. Again, if you are in a place where you are choosing to sit, you may just have to adapt the movements in your own way. And we will finish sitting down. I choose to sit on the floor, but you can sit on a chair. So we'll start by just taking a moment to pause. So I'm just going to pause standing. If you're sitting, you just pause sitting. And take a moment to notice and feel your body. And in particular today, I'd like you to imagine your body like a landscape. So if you were looking at a landscape, you might see, a calm part. You might see a traffic jam. You might see things moving slow and things moving fast and things very still. Can you approach the sensations in your body with that same quality of awareness? What do I notice? What is changing? What is steady? What's the weather today? So we'll come back to this imagery later on in the session. Let's start with just some simple movements. So put one hand on one shoulder. I'm putting my left hand on my right shoulder. And give a little touch or squeeze to the shoulder, like you're tracing the shoulder. I think of the shoulder as the kind of horizontal surface between the vertical of the neck, the vertical of the chest, the vertical of the back, and the vertical of the arm. So that's for me the shoulder. But you can touch all of those places. And you'll touch and you'll feel that there are some kind of bonier places, some softer places. Some might be kind of meaty or elastic. And just touch and feel those different textures of your own shoulder. Check in with your breathing. So my breath just wanted to be deep. You'll notice that your breathing doesn't have to be even or regular. And then let's step the opposite forward. So you're kind of leaning onto one leg and let your arm hang like it's dipping into a well. And then like you're pulling something out of the well, slide the shoulder up and then drop it down, melt it down into the well. And then up, 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 up. So I'm bringing the shoulder a little bit up towards my ear and then melting it down. Slide down, rise up. And so as you get the hang of this, you might be able to go a little bit more smoothly. You might start to feel a circular shape of your shoulder, down, up, down, and up. Now step your feet together. Same action is going down by your side, down towards your knee, and up. And the up is almost a little side bend to the opposite side. So down and up, and down and up, and down and up, down and up. Now circle the shoulder around, circle. around, circle, around. And let's think about some of the qualities that we'd like to feel in the shoulders. So shoulders smooth, shoulders soft, shoulders light, ribs free, shoulders smooth, shoulders soft, shoulders light, shoulders free. Good. Give the arm a little shake, a little brush, and then come around and try to find the back of your shoulder blade. So if possible, reach around under your arm and feel your shoulder blade. And it comes like almost towards the side body. So my shoulder blade is right there and my arm is up. If I bring my arm back, shoulder blade disappears a little bit, bring it forward, bottom tip comes, it comes around to my side body. So just do that a few times. Arm goes down, shoulder blade kind of disappears from my touch, and then shoulder blade reappears, reach. And you can treat that like a kind of reaching, a cat waking up kind of stretch. Reach, slide down, slide up, slide down, slide up, slide down, slide up. And now circle an imaginary lasso over your head. Lasso, lasso. I've taken my hand away from the shoulder blade. You can do that at any point. Lasso, lasso, and then drop the arm, give it a little shake out. Stand on your 2 feet and notice if anything has changed in your body. So my shoulder feels a bit more dropped compared to the other one. It feels a bit sort of just more relaxed through that side. Yeah. And so just tune into 1 or 2 words that you can use to describe your arm, your shoulder, the sensations you now have in your body. It's quite hard sometimes to come up with positive language, right? So you can go back to that like landscape idea, like what is going on in this landscape? So I feel like it's a bit quieter on this side than it was when I started, and maybe a bit more light. Doesn't have to be perfect description. Yeah. So other side. So come around and feel your shoulder, right? And try to feel the bony ridges and the meaty bits. Maybe you have soft bits. I don't have many soft bits on my shoulders here. Mostly kind of meaty and ropey. And I'm not saying that with any kind of judgment, right? Bony, hard. Yeah, words that would have more judgment for me would be like stiff or tight. Or, I don't know. There's probably worse words too. Yeah, so try to use just descriptive language with your own body. You can come into the arm as well. And then again, bring 1 foot forward. So if you're sitting, you can just do this kind of hanging off the side of your chair or reaching your elbow towards the floor. So here we go. Down into the well, down into the well. Melt, 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 melt. And up, 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 up. And you can lift the shoulder a little bit up and then melt it down again. Down. And slide it up, squeeze it up, and melt. And up. And melt. So as you get it going, you can maybe circle the shoulder a little bit, right? Moving in a more circular pattern, down and up, down and up, and then come up to standing. Same idea to the side. So down and up and down. So it's interesting sometimes to compare your 2 sides, not again with judgment, but just like, does this side move more easily? Is this side lighter or smoother? Side bend and up. Last time, side bend and up. Good. So come around with your hand. Take it under your armpit if possible and reach around. Try to feel your shoulder blade and feel the bottom tip of the shoulder blade. So as your arm goes back, right, it disappears. As your arm comes forward, the bone kind of slides underneath your finger and comes around your ribs. And so just play with that. So my arm's going on a kind of diagonal. Could go straight down, straight up as well, that's fine. And down and up, about 2 more. And down and up, and then lasso, 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 and lasso. Release the arm down, give it a little brush, shake, squeeze, and then come up to stand and notice your 2 sides. And again, put 2 words to this experience. It can be quite difficult. Mine is feeling soft and quiet. I'll use that one again. Yeah. So let's come to the spine. So touch first of all the back of your head, and then as you come down the back of your head, there's your hairline, and at the hairline you'll start to feel that you've found your spine. And just at the top of the spine, just at the top of the little sticky outy bits, there's a little dip. Feels to me like a little, if I had lip balm and I put my finger in it for a few weeks, and there's like a little dip there. Yeah, so that's where the top of your spine is. And then bottom of your spine, you can trace down, right down your back, down your sacrum, and down right into the top of your bum, which is where your tailbone is. And it does go a little bit forward there, so you are free to touch that if that's comfortable for you. So touch these 2 places, and then let's bring them together towards the front, curl, and bring them together towards the back. So your goal here is to consider how you'd like your spine to feel, and to start using that kind of language to yourself as you move. So smooth spine, flowing spine. You can move your hands whenever you feel. I changed the position of my hand a little bit just to give me a little bit different contact, different touch. Smooth spine, curling and extending and curling and extending, curling and extending. Last time, curl and extend. So let's take your right hand behind your head, and we'll take the head to towards the left shoulder. So a little side bend towards your left. And then turn your nose and turn your elbow down so the nose and elbow are over your left foot. The nose and elbow are over your knees, over your right foot. Use your hand to push your head back up. And let's do that again. Side bend. So I'm not pushing on my head here. In fact, I can almost support the head with my hand. And then nose and elbow over left foot, nose and elbow over knees, nose and elbow over right foot. Use the hand, push up. So I'm trying to make this as smooth and as easy and as pleasurable as possible. So once or twice more. I'm going to go 2 times more. Around and up. If you're moving quite quickly, maybe try the last one a little slower. Down. Use your hand, push up wide to keep the neck from straining to get your head. Now, same thing with your arm reaching out. If that's too intense, you can leave that out, yeah, and just do the head. But up and around, reaching and moving, ribs and arm and head. Take up space and imagine you're kind of moving through an environment. Right, so I might see the earth, and then I might see the horizon, and I might see the sky, and I might touch the sky, and I might see a bird, and I might see a rabbit, and I might see a mountain. Good. Next time your hand comes down towards your knees and your nose comes towards your knees, pause there, and imagine pulling a bucket out of a well. So my knees are shifting, my arms are shifting. Just a little bit of rolling side to side. And then ease up to standing, straighten both legs, pause and notice. Breath in and breath out. Let's take the opposite hand on your head and we'll do the same thing to the opposite side. So side bend towards the right. And then elbow and nose travel over the right foot. Travel over the middle. Travel over the left foot, left hand pushes the head up, 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 and down. So on this side, we have a little bit more sense of where we're going, what the movement is. Now, can you go inside and imagine, like, is there any image that comes to your mind when you do this movement? Any adjective, any description? So I was just kind of imagining like something foamy, like shaving foam or mousse or whipped cream, and I'm kind of circling around this whipped cream. That's not going to be everybody's favorite image, yeah, but it just was what came to my mind this time. Good. Next time your hand goes down, your head towards your knee, release the hand and roll up. And now add the arm. And circle. Another image I like to connect to is that of an accordion. So I can imagine my ribs like an accordion, closing and opening with this circling movement around. And there's also sometimes there's like micro stretches or like a kind of sticky, taffy, syrupy kind of stretch. Next time that your arm goes down, we're going to go into the well and pull the bucket out of the well. And maybe this time you can go a little bit deeper, whatever that means to you. Deeper and deeper. If you are sitting, you could do this just reaching forward. Reach and reach, but obviously I've been teaching it standing the whole time. Good. Both knees bend. Give your arms a little shake so you're kind of splashing in the well water. And then up to standing. One hand behind your head. One hand on your lower back. And let's extend the spine so head and tail move towards each other to the back. And again, curl. And again, back. And curl. So, moving the spine might take us into areas of sensitivity, right, or pain. If that happens, just move smaller. Stay in the zone of comfort, right? Stay in the zone of comfort and try to feel what that feels like. What are the sensations and qualities? So even if your movement is tiny, right, what are the qualities that you feel other than pain? Other than discomfort, and try to give them words. It's so tricky, right? So I'm thinking of opening and closing, sliding, sinking, curling, breathing, puffing, retracting, dropping, right? There's all kinds of language we can use in the body. And then next time that you come to what feels like the center, just pause there, straighten your two legs. Let's float the arms out to the side. Float the arms up to the ceiling and then give a little climb towards the ceiling. So it's the reverse of pulling the bucket out of the well. This time we're pulling a rope down from the ceiling. And if it's possible, close your eyes. Go into the feeling. What can you see? What can you imagine? What words, what verbs describe what's going on in your body right now? Let's reach up with both hands and take a little pause. Breathe here 3 breaths. Can you feel your ribs moving? There'll be some shape change, there'll be some challenge. Inhale, exhale, bend your elbows, let your arms come down and just give them a little shaky shake out. So arms and shoulders, hands, elbows, shoulders, ribs, hips, legs. Let's finish this session by sitting down. So come down to sit. So I'm very comfortable sitting on the floor, so that is where I'm going to sit, but you can feel free to sit on a chair or to lean yourself against a wall. And let's just pause here for a moment. Touch the top of your head, and then imagine a plumb line down the middle of your body, down to the floor. So if you feel you're sitting way behind that plumb line or struggling to sit up, please feel free to put yourself against a support or to sit in a different way. And then let's touch the sides of the body anywhere you choose. Take a few breaths in and out. And try to slow the breath down. So the breath doesn't have to be super deep, but it can be slow and can be light. And as you take these few breaths, can you feel any change in shape, change in tone, change in volume, change in quality of your body? So I feel it bigger on inhale, softer on exhale. A little bit more tonus on inhale, but a little bit more spacious on exhale. You can leave your hands touching your body. You can also move and touch any area that feels interesting to you, or you can let your hands rest on your legs or in your lap. And let's come back to this feeling that the inner body is a landscape. And so some of the sensations may be within your control. You can imagine your shoulders settling or melting down. But then some of the sensations are just happening inside you. And can you just watch them? Watch them happen like you would watch a car driving through a landscape or a bird. So we'll finish this with a few more quiet breaths. Very curious. What do I notice? What do I feel? What is the quality in this landscape today? And then bring your hands to touch your body. So one of the most challenging things for many of us is to think of our body in a neutral or even positive way. So just take a moment to say or think or feel something positive, descriptive about your own body. And say it like, you're describing a painting or describing a landscape. Yeah, positive or neutral. I'm spacious. I feel light. I have space in my shoulders. My spine is free. Any of these kind of sentences. And you do have to make it believable to yourself, but you can also say something that you are cultivating. It doesn't have to be that you are there exactly yet. I'm spacious, I'm light, I'm free. Thank you, body. Thank you, landscape of sensations and feelings. Thank you, life. And thank you for joining me today. Namaste.